Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge podcast for episode number 39. I am damn sure
I
it's
think I think we've already done 39. Let me check.
no, I am damn sure it's 39. We are not on 40. I guarantee fucking
We're
to
on
it.
40.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, yeah, it's the one time I'm sure. The one fucking time I'm sure. Yeah, I guess it's episode 40. So I got Addy, I got Pink. It's the usual crew. It's me. I'm Alex. Deal with it. So, today we are going to be talking about a fairly thin list of topics. The first one is a kind of old one. It just kind of came out last month. And basically, this is just a little nerd thing, but they're remastering the old Batman animated series, which is big for me because I never watched the original. Which, for you guys, that might be like, whoa, because I am established as being a big fan of the Joker character, and the fact that I did not watch the original cartoon in which Mark Hamill's Joker first appeared is kind of weird.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and assume Addy hasn't watched the series.
Yeah, no.
But Pink, have you ever watched the original Batman animated series?
I have not seen it in its entirety. I've seen about a handful of episodes, but not the whole thing.
Right. Okay, so like for me that's kind of nice, but they I don't know how recent it is that they did this, but they showed a side by side of the original and the remastered version, right?
Right.
Is it just me or does the original version look heavily tampered with?
I was wondering the same thing. It's like, what if this isn't an upgrade and they're just telling us it is, but they downgraded the comparison?
Because the lower resolution is to be expected. What gets me is the fucking bizarre choppy frame count.
Right.
Yeah. And I also like the colors of the original better in this comparison.
That is also a point to be made. Because for some reason the remastered version is brighter and sleeker, which works very oddly considering the original animated series had such a focus on dark colors with blocky shapes.
Right.
Huh. Oh well, if it goes up on Netflix, I'll watch it.
Yes, indeed.
But they'll probably be like, "Oh, hey, here it is for $30," and I'll be like, "You know what? No." Who buys TV shows on DVD? You know?
I did once upon a time.
Oh, well, you're fucking crazy.
I mean, it was a show that wasn't airing anymore, so
Yeah. And Netflix didn't exist back in the day, so yeah, it made more sense back in the
Netflix
day.
Netflix came out like 2 years ago over here.
Okay, do you guys get the digital version or do you guys get the delivery DVD version?
I have no idea. I think it's a digital version, but I haven't subscribed to them yet. So
Okay, 'cause over here in the States, we got the delivery of the DVD version first, right, Pink?
Right.
Because back then, internet speeds were not nearly sufficient enough to have good streaming of films like that.
Right.
So I was kind of thinking, like, maybe they'd put you guys through the same torture.
nah. But
Ah,
yeah, the things that I bought on CD were freaking ghost stories because the anime was adapted. Well, actually adapted instead of people being like, we don't give a shit, just write whatever. And yeah, because in the American version, in the original, there's this whole scene about like demon bunny or something of the sort that's supposed to be touching. In the American version, they just said that the demon bunny gave birth because our boy bunny put its penis into it or something like that. I don't remember.
well, I mean, that is the logical conclusion, but
But yeah, but it's a freaking kids show. It's the thing. But yeah, so that, and then I have like the first 100 episodes of Inuyasha because I liked Inuyasha at one point.
I don't worry. I get Inuyasha and Bleach confused. I just think they're both shit. Are they not the same series?
No,
Oh.
Inuyasha is the one that's supposed to be some sort of. It's supposed to be historic to a point, but it also has the guy having a magic katana that grows to the size of him.
Well, I don't need we don't need the specific details. Just like a broad clarification would be nice.
Yeah, so the difference is, um, in Inuyasha, the main character is Dog Boy. In Bleach, the main character is slightly older Naruto.
Okay, I don't remember Bleach ever having come to the States. It absolutely did because it has a fan base over here, but I don't remember it. I do remember seeing Inuyasha on Adult Swim back in the day, but I do not remember anything of Bleach. But yeah, enough of that little shitty topic. That I put that topic on the list because we were like halfway through the week and there was no news that I could find. So I was like, "Fuck it, we'll take it." But now
Just give us anything you've got.
Now that we're actually here, it's like, oh, wonderful. We're not even able to get fucking 5 minutes out of this fucker. Quick, Addy, start talking about anime. So, moving on to a more relevant topic, at least to me and Addy, and we'll drag Pink along to suffer. Despite the fact that he is the most skilled, For Honor has revealed well, I don't know, a lot of this isn't new information, right?
Yeah.
Probably not.
But they basically...
New information to me, anyway.
It's new information to me. It's new to me, yeah. But they've made an open beta of the upcoming Marching Fire expansion. And it's, it's the 3 new maps. There's a new game mode, Breach, which, Addy, can you explain that to me?
Let me check.
If you don't know, then it's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Alright, and the 4 Chinese new characters, along with the new perk system, which I have no idea what that is, the new dialogue system, the new victory celebration screen, which is ripped straight from Overwatch. Like, shamelessly ripped from Overwatch. Fucking look at it.
The perk system is the ability list. Like, the ones where you choose to, get health from minions and stuff.
Well, isn't that the feats though? Last I heard the perk
Whoa,
system.
Wait, right. Those are feats, not perks.
Last I heard, the perk system was going to replace the stat effects of gear, so that gear changes would be more substantial.
I mean, if it does, well, I'm kind of hoping that at some point they will remove the freaking stats from the gear and then just make it so you can, I don't know, put money into a pool to have your gears have stats, like good stats. Like, I want customization to be visual only, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but that is now loot boxes work, Addy.
Yeah.
But the major takeaways here is that they changed the voice actor due to the implementation of the new responsive dialogue system, as the little picture there calls it. They had to call in new voice actors for most of the characters, because guess what? Most of the original voice actors are busy with something, or probably want more money now because they've probably progressed a little bit further in their careers, or some other shit like that. So they called in a bunch of fucking new voice actors to do the new lines for several of the characters, and some of the characters they just replaced the entire fucking voices of, including the old lines. Now, a lot of people are having big issues with this, prominently in the case of the Warden, because the Warden now has a very high-pitched voice. The male Warden does. The female Warden actually sounds pretty similar. In fact, it may be the same voice actors, I don't know.
Similar to the new male or similar to the old?
Female.
I see.
So the new male, a lot of people are having issue with that, especially because he now has a very high-pitched shout every time he does his shoulder block, and it's Warden, so you're going to be hearing that a lot. For my part, like, the ones that have the big, stupid, goofy, hammy screams when they do their moves, your...
Incredibilis!
Oh my god. Yeah, that. Centurion, Highlander, Raider... Lawbringer, as long as they keep their stupid, goofy meme shit, I won't be too pissy. But, like, the quality of many of the voice actors is established as being quite low. And they have also made a kind of bizarre change in that before, For Honor structured itself language-wise as none of them speak English. They're all, like, presented as equally, like, foreign languages to an English speaker, right? The Knights speak Latin, the Samurai speak Japanese, and the Vikings speak Icelandic or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, now they all speak English. And, like, I think that kind of takes away a little bit of the uniqueness to the game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was always a fan of when Overwatch would have... I liked Overwatch's system where if someone was on your team, they'd speak whatever language you had the game set to. But if they're on the opposing team, they'd speak their own native language. So Zarya, when she pops her ult, on your team, she would say something in English. On the enemy team, she'd say something in Russian, right? And I think that applies to the majority of the characters in Overwatch, right, Pink?
Indeed.
I mean, several of them are Americans or English, so you're not going to get anything different from them, but... So I think that is a little unfortunate, but the real problem is the Chinese characters have to speak English, of course, following this train of logic. And, well, I've yet to hear the lines for 3 out of the 4 characters, but I have heard the voice lines for the Nushia, and so have you guys. And it is gloriously awful in the fucking weirdest way. It sounded like she was trying to go for some kind of vaguely stereotypical accent, and then she just stumbled over her own tongue. So it's like a double fuck up, you know?
Yeah. It's not good.
Far from it. So,
I'm not one to really get hung up on accents because most all of them blend into me anyway. I can't tell anything apart. That's just something I'm not capable of. So when it's bad enough for me to notice, that's when you know it's really bad.
Yeah, it's not even close to, like, even some resemblance of, I don't know, Mandarin or whichever Chinese language they chose to go with, because there are several. It sounds like Tommy Wiseau.
They should just call him in. They should call him Tommy Wiseau, and have him do the Warden's new voice.
No.
The new voice.
Not the Warden. Just introduce a new class for a new faction of his own. Just Tommy Wiseau. And he's got the shaman's moveset where he has the pounce, and if you're at low health, he eats your neck like the shaman does.
No, actually, he just has a gun, but he can only shoot himself.
That's his execute. You can't execute. That's his perk. You can't execute him because he executes himself first.
Yeah. When he reaches critical health, he just yells, I'm fed up with this world, and then shoots himself.
And part of the new responsive dialogue system is characters, like, when they run into each other, will be like, "Oh, hey, it's Lawbringer." Tommy Wiseau will just say, "Oh, hi, insert class name here." To every single class.
No, he will just call all of them Mark.
No. So you can tell a topic has clearly run its course when we switch to the Tommy Wiseau talk.
That gets brought up far too often.
Yeah. We really should just invite him one of these days. At this point, we might as well.
Don't do it.
It is the easiest way to appeal to Atti's strange alien logic. Look, we can either invoke Tommy Wiseau or King of Fighters every episode, Pink. Your choice. Or Assassin's Creed. I'd rather have Tommy Wiseau over Assassin's Creed, honestly.
I don't even like King of Fighters, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, didn't you spend an entire fucking episode where I wasn't here? You spent an entire episode just basically explaining King of Fighters characters to Pink?
I think that those were overarching SNK characters, and I'm not sure if we actually did that episode or not.
Overarching SNK characters, you mean KOF characters? Because they're all in KOF?
I don't know. I have yet to see freaking Kazuki Kazama in KOF.
Oh, someday they'll make every pool. If Raiden could get in, anyone could get in. If fucking Duck King could get in, anyone can get in.
Bloody Duck King.
Duck King is awesome. Duck King is not the kind of character you would ever expect a Japanese company to put in their game.
What is Duck King now?
Black.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, Japan's least favorite thing. Right.
Oh, Dunk King.
No, Duck King.
Not Donkey Kong. Duck King.
Oh, DUCK? Is it legitimately Duck?
Yes.
Yes.
Duck King, as in the birds. And
The bees.
And his whole thing is he's got a baby duck that he hides in his mohawk.
Oh,
And his fighting
fantastic.
His fighting style is what was it called back in the day? Breakdancing.
Breakdancing. Perfect.
Speaking of breakdancing, we'll get around to playing Yakuza 0 someday, hopefully. So, Captain Marvel. It's gonna be a movie soon. It is the next Marvel movie coming up, correct, Pink?
I think so.
It seems weird, but I don't think there's a Marvel movie coming out this fall, which is the first time in fucking ever.
Right.
So Captain Marvel is up next, and Captain Marvel, we finally got to see 10 screenshots from it, and it feels kind of weird that I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Shit, it's actually 6 months out. I was about to say, this feels late, but no, 6 months out, actually. Like, eight or 9 whole months without a Marvel movie. Mike is just having a fucking orgasm over there, you know?
Doesn't know what to do with himself anymore.
Yeah. What will he do with the hate shrine? I guess he guesses he'll put a bouquet on it. Convert it into a dinner table.
Just put a Funko Pop of Thanos on it.
Hey,
They can continue.
People come over to Mike's house and they're like, hey, why does this plate look vaguely like a portrait of Chris Evans that has been stabbed several times?
But yeah, I'm not sure which one which one Mike hates more, Funko Pops or Marvel movies.
Well,
Or
both of them,
superhero movies.
both of them apparently work together to murder his family. So hey. And I mean, I'm no fan of fucking Funko Pops. I think that they are pretty cheapy collectibles manner, but at the same time,
They're ugly little suckers.
They are. Some of them are just hideous. But at the same time, I get it. Like, it's cheap, it's simple, and you can set up like a row of Voldemort and Al Bundy and fucking Sauron and Captain Marvel.
And not tell them apart.
Yeah, and well, along the same lines, yes, where they wouldn't all look garishly different, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, you know, we weren't supposed to talk about Funko Pops, but here we are.
Yeah, funny how that works. Back on what the actual topic was, what's your take on the little screenshot we've got here?
Well, on what we're seeing already of the suit, the fucking red, blue, and gold suit, obviously, just about everybody is going to agree, way better than the gray and dark blue suit. Or green and dark blue suit, easily.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea what you were even talking about at first. I was like, what? It's green, dark, what? Oh, wait, I remember that screenshot from way back when.
It's hideous.
Yeah.
And the real issue is, I think Marvel is going to be stuck with it for the entire movie.
Probably.
Which, I mean, Marvel did actually start off with that, more or less, that outfit in the comics. Doesn't change the fact that it's hideous.
Yep.
He hasn't got blue skin or a fucking fin on his mask. So, I mean, do they want to go full classic or not?
That's an excellent question.
I don't know. I'm bitching here for the sake of entertainment, but I actually do appreciate the little nods to old comic book lore like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the fact that it's evidently only going to stick for a little bit, because we see another picture of her wearing the green and dark blue outfit, and it's while she's working together with the Kree? I did not expect her to be full-on working together with the Kree, but I was expecting them to full-on go for the whole thing of Mar-Vell being a rebel against the Kree, but evidently we see her wearing the same uniform that Mar-Vell and, help me here. Ronan's minion, come on.
Oh,
Fuck it, his name doesn't matter.
Korath.
Yeah, Korath, okay. Korath. I was about to say, fuck it, his name doesn't matter. Let me think of the actor, and then I realized I can't think of the actor's name right now. Like, whoopsie-doodles. I would have ended up just having to say the black guy that works for Ronan, and that might have sounded bad.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
So, yeah, it looks like definitely at first, Carol's going to be on the side of the Kree, and that's going to last half a movie.
Yeah.
And I think the bigger question there is Mar-Vell going to actually betray the Kree for humanity, or is Mar-Vell going to stay loyal to the Kree like he did in that one cartoon?
Yeah. Carol's the hero, so I don't see them working much with Mar-Vell.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Mar-Vell's still going to be dying of cancer, right?
Probably.
I don't think they're going to make the cancer victim a villain. But yeah, it looked like the special effects on Samuel L. Jackson for young Nick Fury look incredible. Actually, they did a wonderful job. They did a wonderful job of making him look like he's back in the days of Pulp Fiction again.
Right.
Shit, they even gave him hair. Samuel L. Jackson with hair.
What is this phenomenon?
And 2 eyes and no goatee.
Crazy.
Clearly, Captain Marvel is taking us to a bizarre fantasy realm. But the other little thing I wanted to note, boy, they're going for the 90s thing, because that picture of Carol in her civilian outfit, look at that fucking t-shirt she's wearing. 9-inch fucking nails. Yeah, you're not going to see that anymore.
Yeah. Remember those guys? I don't.
Guy. It's just one guy.
It's even crazier. 9-inch nail.
Somehow that wasn't as catchy, so Trent Reznor pretended to be like 5 dudes, I guess.
The one-man band, truly.
Truly. You know what I should say? I'm excited for the possibility that they might actually give Ronan some character here.
Yeah.
Because I love the first Guardians movie. Ronan got shafted.
Yeah, I would agree.
Have you read Annihilation?
Yes.
Yeah, Ronan, got his character annihilated. Pun. So he just kind of got turned to ambiguous terrorist supervillain, where before he was the honorable warrior with, logic and rules.
Right.
Didn't he end up killing the Supreme Intelligence just because he got sick of the Supreme Intelligence's shit or something?
I want to say yes.
Because I feel like the Supreme Intelligence was sacrificing so many Kree lives for nothing that Ronan eventually just drew the line and was like, okay, die.
Not so intelligent now, are you?
Yeah, a lot of intelligence, very few limbs. Just being a big face was actually a pretty bad idea for biology.
How unfortunate.
It doesn't matter where I aim, it's all headshot. So that movie, I'm hopeful still. I think you and I are going to agree on this prospect. So Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, a lot of what made them fun was how they're finally cutting loose with Thor's power level, right?
Right.
Yeah, so what I'm hopeful here is that Captain Marvel's going to do the same thing with Carol.
Yeah.
Because they've already said that she's the most powerful of the heroes, and Brie Larson herself, though it was just Brie Larson, no one at Marvel actually confirmed this, I think, claimed that Carol could move planets, which I think is horseshit. But I want to see her prove it.
That could prove to be quite dangerous.
Well, I mean, Thanos did it, so at this point, who gives a fuck? Admittedly, Thanos...
You might end up accidentally ruining some ecosystem out in the galaxy, but it's fine. You moved a planet. It's all good.
Well, if it's like Jupiter, it's like, who gives a shit?
Just watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe just turns into Dragon Ball Z.
Addy? Carol is more or less just a Dragon Ball Z character in Marvel. She even has a Super Saiyan form where she picks up insane power. Her hair turns gold and stands up.
Right.
I see.
It's called binary. And I don't think they bring it up as much anymore because now just plain Carol is supposed to be absurdly powerful. But yeah, Pink, you've read the old oh, damn it, help me here.
X-Men.
Yes, the old X-Men run.
That's where binary made her debut.
It was, but what was the author's name?
Chris Claremont, I think it was.
Yes, I always forget his name. I want to call him Chris Candido, but I know that's a wrestler.
Yeah, Chris Candido wrote the best X-Men comics.
Yeah.
Between two
That's
matches.
how you remember him, as the legendary X-Men creator.
That was always that was actually one of the neater parts of that X-Men run, was partially just because, like, some idiot writing Avengers wrote that infamous issue, what was it, Avengers number 200? Or something like that? Where Carol, like, gets kidnapped and raped by her own future son so that she gets pregnant with her husband, who is her son, who is the father of her son. Something like that. And,
something like that.
And she comes away enjoying it, and the Avengers do nothing about it. And Chris Claremont was like, what the fuck? So he took Carol and then turned her into a god.
Right.
So if that ain't Claremont's writing for you, I don't know what is. God bless Claremont. He can be kind of spiteful at times. But yeah, Carol is definitely solidly on the high end of power levels, so I'm very interested to see if they're willing to really go with it here. Because we haven't even seen a single screenshot of her actually using her powers yet.
Yep.
It's a lot of her standing and looking tough.
I hope that they release a picture of her using her powers, but it's actually just a picture of the green screen.
The green screen.
Like them standing in the green screen room.
There's not even Brie Larson.
That.
Okay, I wish you wouldn't have said that last step, because it would have been funnier. Like if you said Brie Larson isn't even in the room; it's just a picture of a green screen.
Yeah, that's even better. They just posted a picture of I forgot his name. Whoever played Gandalf.
Ian McKellen crying, and sobbing in tears because he never got to interact with the other actors on the set of The Hobbit.
Yes, I want them to just post that picture and say that's a picture out of this movie.
One of the most depressing screenshots of acting ever. Where Ian McKellen is, like, sobbing over the death of his love of his life. Oh, man. Acting's a wonderful world.
Full of green screens.
Fuck
the true
Hobbit.
Stars.
That movie fucking sucked, and so did its sequels.
I was freaking
all 5 of them.
I was dragged to see the first one.
All 5 of them?
Even...
Son of a bitch, you better not be dissing the Lord of the Rings.
I'm not, just The Hobbit.
Okay. They probably would have gone for 5 sequels if they could. Lord knows they would have tried.
Yeah, I was dragged to see the first episode. Well, basically, the first episode of The Hobbit. I don't even like The Lord of the Rings, so that was fun.
Oh boy, the first movie. Can you remember any scenes from that movie at all?
I vaguely remember those Dementor-looking guys being there at one point, but I'm not sure.
Dementors, I have no idea what you're referring to. I don't remember any, like, ghosts and cloaks in that movie.
I mean, I know that there was something like that attacking Frodo in the actual Lord of the Rings, but I don't remember if they were actually in The Hobbit.
I don't think they were. I don't think the Nazgul showed up in The Hobbit.
Well, I seem to remember those being a thing, and then I think I remember that stupid musical scene where all of the dwarfs, or whatever they are, sing.
Right, and they're cleaning the dishes and throwing the dishes all over the place.
Yeah.
And people merge it with the gif from Big Lebowski of the dude getting hit in the face with a mug.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my god, I need to bring that up just for you. Oh, I forgot to actually include the link to the GIF that we referenced last episode. You remember how last episode I was like, oh, this GIF that we're talking about, oh, I'll just put it in the description. No, I didn't do that. It is now lost to the sands of time.
I told you to put it in the freaking video, but you were too lazy.
Fuck it, I'm not doing it. Now I'm just gonna say if a GIF gets brought up, you guys don't get to see it. This is
you gotta do the research yourselves.
This is exclusively our privilege. But yeah, I'm thinking of like a very specific GIF, and I'm on my way to find it right now. And it's pretty fucking good. Hopefully it translates well to the Discord here. Yes, I believe I have found the correct one. So now you guys get to enjoy this delightful little clip here. And it works better on Discord than it does on Chrome.
Oh.
I love it.
The editing is just perfect on it, isn't it? Because
Absolutely.
It honestly looks like they fucking smacked the dude right in the face with that mug.
It's perfect. It's glorious.
I love how Big Lebowski is such a batshit insane movie that you can mix it with any other movie to guaranteed get something funny, even if there's like minimal connection, you know. All right, so moving on to the next topic. You remember about a couple of weeks ago? Was it even a full week? Was it last week's or was it the weeks before?
I think it was the week before.
So we mentioned that there was going to be some changes to the Academy Awards. One notable change was they were going to introduce the popular film category. And this would be for all of the as I said, these would be the movies that the Academy would be like, oh, baby's first movie. Oh, do you like yourself some Terminator? Do you like Die Hard? You know, and I tried to play it up as being as insulting as possible. Everyone naturally was like, okay, firstly, patronizing. Secondly, that is not going to be actually used for quality of the film. The winner is no doubt going to be selected either on basis of which production company shelled out the most cash, or which movie fit best with the current political environment. And everybody kind of lost their shit. So the Academy has now said they are postponing the category and they didn't say till when, I don't believe.
So indefinitely.
I believe that they may have said indefinitely. Which, it's a funny thing to not say, oh, well, we've decided against it, but instead to say, we've postponed it, you know?
The idea is not canceled, it's just being put off for a later date.
They postponed it until tomorrow. Tomorrow being the magical end when everything happens.
It's not even like, oh, well, maybe we'll do this eventually, but just not next year. It almost feels like maybe instead it's like, well, we are canceling this, but we don't want to admit defeat. So we'll pretend that we're going to do it later, and you didn't win.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that we're not going to talk too much about that topic, because what can you say? But I wanted to bring it up just because we talked about it before, when it was actually a thing that we thought was going to happen, and partially because it's funny that it immediately got shut down.
Right.
Did not even get a single fucking award out. They announced that they're going to bring it in. Next month, they announced they're not. So
insert Grandpa Simpson walking in and walking out gif.
Yep. So, the following topic is also kind of stupid and hilarious. So, Battle 5, Battle 5.
Battle 5.
Battle 5.
Ba-
Battle 5. Battle 5 is gonna be so much better than Battle 4. I just know it.
Yeah, but I don't think anything will touch the classic that was Battle 2.
I don't know. I like Battle 1989 better.
Yeah, but 89 was leading into the 90s, and the 90s just weren't as good as the 80s.
That's true.
the soundtrack got worse.
No, the
It
soundtrack
just plummeted.
the soundtrack was nothing but Ja Rule.
The soundtrack turned into Nine Inch Nails.
Ah, God. So, Battle 5's profanity filter is a work in progress, EA says, is the grand headline of this news article. And once you get actually the meat of it, it says, the Battle 5 beta is well underway, and players have noticed, this is an article from IGN by Tom Marks, by the way, just want to get that out of the way so that we don't get accused of plagiarism. Hey, the Battle...
We wrote an article.
Yeah. No, we're much too stupid. So you know who we quote as the high source of intelligence? IGN.
Again. We quote again.
The Battle 5 beta is well underway, and players have noticed that some unexpected phrases are being censored by its new in-game chat profanity filter. It's an issue EA tells IGN they are aware of, saying that the new profanity filter feature will be tweaked for the final launch. One of the weirder examples was spotted by users on the Battle 5 subreddit. Can I just say I'm sick of journalists citing subreddits?
Yes.
I'm seeing
Absolutely.
news articles that are on fucking Reddit studies. Like I saw one the other day that was like, oh, well, this Reddit study about sexism in The Last Jedi is incorrect. And it's like, why is it notable that some guy somewhere in, like, I don't know, fucking Montana fucked up his little study on sexism in a Star Wars movie? Why is that newsworthy? Anyways, one of the weirder examples was spotted by users on the Battle 5 subreddit, who pointed out that typing white man will only display asterisks in the public chat. Additionally, typing DLC will also be censored, but typing free DLC will not.
You know, I was going to make a joke. That if you type man in, that it just censors and bans you for life, but I guess I don't need to because it's reality.
You can type in any other ethnicity. You can type in black man, Asian man. I saw a dude type in brown man, which is infinitely more offensive than several of the other possibilities. And the game doesn't fucking give a shit. But you type white man, and it, like, won't allow it. So,
All right, white dudes. How do you like feeling oppressed now?
hey, I'm the white dude. Addie is, like, variably Middle East, like, whatever the fucking gypsy fits into.
Gypsy is, well, I think we derive from like Persians or something, so whatever that is, and I'm like half gypsy. So.
Oh my god, the actual developers said that apparently the filter is actually failing to block actual profanity.
Well, you know, we need to freaking propagate against people talking about or paid for DLC, but they can say shit. They can say words that I can't actually say. Bloody hell! This joke would have worked better if I'd actually bloody cuss.
I fucking love the idea that someone out there is like now able to type I fucking hate white man. Well, I don't know if white men is censored, but white man apparently. I fucking hate the white man, and it might come through as I fucking hate the censored. But
What was so bad that they allowed the F-bomb through the chat?
dude,
This word here is an asterisk, and I don't know why.
dude, guess what other word they censor?
The C1.
No. Well, they probably censor that. They probably censor the C word, and they probably censor fucking. And they probably censor shit, too, because it's fairly hard. But you know what they censor? The word Nazi. Here's the issue. Battle 5 is set during World War II. So, God forbid you say, watch out for the Nazi tank, or else it's going to come through as, watch out for the censored tank. In which case,
You know?
if your imagination goes wild and you read that as "watch out for the,"
For the white man tank, yeah.
The white man tank.
It's actually just a guy in a shitty, like, not even, like, freaking cardboard tank costume.
as I was saying before, I made myself laugh at the concept. God forbid your imagination go wild. Somebody says, "Watch out for that Nazi tank," and you read that as "Watch out for that fuck tank." Oh no, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be pretty scared of a Nazi tank. I'd be more scared of a fuck tank.
I don't know. Does it shoot human centipedes?
I was thinking more along the lines of prepare your anus, but that works too.
The cannon is just shaped like a dick, because of course.
It only shoots when it's excited.
Yeah. You need to rub it really hard before it can actually fire a cannon shot. And the longer you don't shoot, the harder the shot is when you do.
The lowest guy on the Nazi totem pole is the fluffer, who has to fluff the tank. And of course, you can insert whatever curse words you want there. So, shit tank, piss tank, whatever. Have fun. That's the real fun of the game. Fuck playing Battle 5. Have some fun censoring white man. Or or the fuck tank. But yes, the inevitable dirty thing there is the fact that DLC is censored and free DLC isn't. That raises questions about how the fucking system was coded, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think those would be considered...
It's just intern John writing in words that he's told not to like.
He was told at the seminar when he got hired, DLC is a bad word. And he was like, okay, lesson learned.
Yeah, also at the seminar, they said that he must hate white men, and he's like, but I'm white. No, you're not. You're a slave.
What? Okay, well, that paints a new interesting image of the EA office. Is it just white people enslaving other white people?
I mean, probably. Who knows? They're Western Konami.
It's a mutual circle of slavery. They're all just one big chain gang. They can't go home. They're all glued to their fucking desks. You're not finished coding yet. You code until you code until you die. That is God's place for you.
This is how we got the business practices of EA that we have today.
And somehow Ubisoft is still worse.
I don't know. I disagree.
Yeah. At least Ubisoft can make an interesting game every millennia.
Well, hey, Mass Effect. And Sims. I'm a fan of Sims. I'd much rather play Battlefield than Call of Duty. That's not saying much, but I'd much rather play Battle 5 than Call of Duty. Or, I'd rather play Battle 5 than Call of Duty Quadruple Eyes.
I'd much rather play Planet Side 2 than either of those. Actually, never mind. I'd rather play Minecraft with gun mods.
I don't think you've ever actually played Minecraft with a gun mod, Addy. It's because the ones I saw back in the day when I used to play Minecraft, which would have been when I was like a kid. Back in the day, most of the time it was just a gun texture put over a bow, and there's nothing.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing quite like pulling back a gun. Or having the bullet arc through the air.
I mean, Minecraft has a real big bullet drop.
Yeah.
Notch is personally fixing it, which is why it's taking so long.
You thought it was egregious in Sniper Warrior. Here's the thing about Minecraft versus Sniper Warrior, though. Minecraft doesn't let you shoot Hitler in the balls. Of all the egregious, stupid ad campaigns, that one's one of the best. Shoot Hitler in the balls. All right, I don't know what game this is, but I'm sold.
Sign me up.
Welcome to a world.
Shoot Hitler in the balls, and it's just they made the biggest discovery in the world. They found Hitler's body, and they just like stuff it up so it can stand, and then give you a BB gun.
That's where the rumor of Hitler having only one testicle started, because an American sniper blew the other one off.
See, that was the tagline to get people to enlist into the army back in World War II. Shoot Hitler in the balls. Yes, the American way.
It's the picture of Uncle Sam. He just says, "You need to shoot Hitler in the balls."
It's Uncle Sam, but his finger isn't pointing forward at the viewer. It's pointing
down.
He's pointing at a caricature of Hitler, and he's pointing at his crotch. And it's like a little cartoony caricature, like the racist caricatures that they loved so much back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably has some like horribly racist term against Germans right there glued to Hitler's forehead or something.
I actually don't know any racist thing about Germans.
Oh, I do. I know. I know a word. I don't know if I'll say it because I mean, on one hand, it is racism against white people, so I think I'm allowed. But at the same time, and I'm probably like a quarter German, so maybe I'm okay to say it. Fuck it, I'm a quarter German. Yeah, the racist term against Germans is kraut.
All right.
Yeah. Which is also why generally when a person's trying to be racist against Germans, they make a lot of jokes about sauerkraut. And have either of you watched Inglourious Bastards?
No.
No, I've not.
Okay, because Brad Pitt's character particularly has a remark about, like, ensuring the Nazis have their last sauerkraut sandwiches or something like that. So, yeah. Don't worry, racism goes all ways. If you don't know what an ethnicity's racial derogatory term is, just go to the Urban Dictionary.
Racism goes all ways, but it only counts when it's not against white people or whatever. Freaking, I messed it up. It only counts when it's against.
Don't worry, white
whatever.
guys. EA's got your back.
Yeah, you can enlist in the slave labor, and you will not be an oppressor anymore.
The true equality is when we all oppress each other. Now we are all slaves, therefore we are all equal.
This is like Thanos logic here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
I was about to say Stalin logic, but ultimately the same thing. So, hey, what do we got coming out on the video?
On the video, we have
What's on the
talk
video?
about what's coming out next week.
There is an explanation why I'm so stupid this episode. And it will come later.
Because freaking Snapchat killed the video star. Or whatever.
Did it? Do they need to update the song now?
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't know.
Let's bring those guys out of fucking retirement, wherever they are. Wheel them out on their wheelchairs. Get them to the handicapped parking spots. That song is only like 10 years old, isn't it?
I don't know.
I want to say it's Bowling.
Probably.
Is it Bowling for Soup that did that?
What video killed the radio star?
I'm pretty sure it's a
Definitely
bit
not.
older than that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Look.
Let me look it up. It was the Buggies originally,
Oh, well, fuck.
from what I can tell, and it was 1978.
Double fuck. Okay, I could not have been more wrong there. Don't worry, it's my specialty.
I was about to say.
Oh, it wasn't even by the Buggies. It was by a guy named Bruce Woolley, according to Wikipedia.
I've started a streak now. Like, it started now with the Bioshock Ice thing, but I'm starting a streak now where once a video I have to say something incredibly stupid. And, like, immediately be proven wrong, you know?
Yeah, because I was pretty sure that song was from at least the 80s. I was a little surprised at the 1970, what was it, 8, 9?
I think it was 9.
That's close enough to the 80s. I mean, like, it's legitimately a year or two away from the 80s, so you weren't that far off.
Yeah, but Bowling for Soup, that legendary 80s band.
Dude, when I think generic rock bands from like the last 10 years, which is how old I thought that song was, there's like 3 names that cycle through my head. And that one is going to pop up because they made the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
Oh, right, they did.
Yeah. How could you worship that Doofenshmirtz III without knowing that?
I always forget. And
you are a disgrace to your savior.
Ah, bloody hell.
So, hey, what's coming out on the video today, Addy?
Today? Today, nothing's coming. Well, which today? The day we're recording, jack shit's coming out, I think.
I fucked it up again. I fucked up the fuck up.
I'm pretty sure something's already gotten up today, so...
Oh, right. I think the Forest went out today.
No, it was like Dead Space.
It was Dead
Was
Space. It was
Yeah.
Dead Space.
Okay, then Dead Space came out today. Tomorrow it's gonna be the podcast, which is gonna date this pretty good. But yeah, and then next week there's gonna be more Forest and Dead Space, and that's it.
Spoiler: we don't release podcasts the day of because video embedding is a thing. Or not embedding. God!
Rendering.
Kill me.
What are you embedding this video into?
We're embedding it into our brains. We're actually streaming it 24/7 from our brains. It doesn't actually exist as a file.
That'd be a lot easier. That'd be a lot easier than the process we got going. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the fucking hobbits smacking that cup into the dude's head endlessly. Okay. So yeah, over the course of the next week, the video
kills the radio star. Yes. Moving on. Yeah.
BioShock. We're doing BioShock. Yay! All 3 of us did it.
Something new, something flashy.
Something.
Yeah, like you just said, all 3 of us are there, and it's fun times.
Something to fill the spaces in between.
Something to fill the cracks in your soul.
I can't promise that.
Something to fill the void my heart left.
I can't promise that either. Also,
I can.
Probably more Dead Space. Also, probably more Forest. I hope you guys aren't sick of that. Thankfully, we are extraordinarily close to the end. Definitely, it will just be a single session that me and Pink will have to record, I don't know, sometime in the next couple days. And once we bang that out, then Forest will be wrapped up.
Right.
And who's ready for Forest 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, whenever it gets released on PS4.
It's coming. November. Be prepared.
Can you eat the corpses of your fellow players?
Oh.
I feel
well,
like
that opens up a whole new land of opportunity.
Yeah, you remember how Addy was deliberately wanting you and me to die in Terraria so that he could get more gravestones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be that, but instead of gravestones, I think it's going to be human meat.
I need sustenance. Somebody die.
And whoever the legendary, mysterious 4th member that we may have for that will probably just eat people because he feels like it.
Yeah.
Only some of the time. His diet is, I suppose you could say, very random.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Elbow, elbow, shoulder, shoulder. Headbutt,
Rising
headbutt.
Taku.
Oh! Totally you can... Okay. That's a 12-hit combo there, Addy. Damn. Do the winks count as hits, though? Oh, you know what?
Yes.
They should.
It's the stun.
You know what?
It's done.
They should, because in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Deadpool's taunt counts as a hit. And it's just him saying something.
Oh.
Because he makes a little speech bubble for his line that he says, and the speech bubble has a hitbox.
I see.
And some of the best Deadpool combos in Marvel vs. Capcom actually need the taunt. Because it has unique properties that no other attack does. So it's really good for combos.
It's Luigi on steroids.
Straight up, Luigi isn't part of his central strategy. Deadpool, it's like, got a taunt. Which makes sense, because it is Deadpool. There's something poetic about Deadpool being so annoying that it kills people. Right.
I mean, it killed his good run, so...
Yeah. I haven't seen Deadpool 2, but it sounds to me like it might kill his good run there, too.
I actually thought Deadpool 2 was really good.
I haven't watched it. I don't know if I'll ever get around to watching it, because, fuck it, it's been like several months since it came out, right?
Right.
Okay, Addy, you're not going to watch Deadpool 2, are you?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well,
I did watch the first film as well, so...
Okay, I won't say anything then. I'll just say that I was spoiled on a specific element that really disappointed me. So, what was I going to say? Oh, right, hey, what'd you do this past week, everybody? Pink, go first.
I didn't get anything done this week. It was Halloween week at my store.
Well, presumably you got things done at the store then.
Yeah, I got a lot done at the store. Nothing fun at home, though.
I was hoping you didn't just swim in Halloween candy the whole week.
I did get to try out the new update they had for Rainbow Six, Operation Grim Sky. They finally fixed the LMGs, and they're a blast to use now.
Oh, they aren't dog shit anymore.
No.
That's great, because when I used to pick, who is it that can scan electronics through walls?
IQ.
When I used to take IQ, I always took the LMG, partially because I thought it was hilarious having like a 5'0" little German girl in skinny jeans and pink, sneakers. And she's got a fucking LMG, and I always thought that was funny. So it's nice to hear that that's going to actually be valid. Also,
Yep.
How's the new operators? The hologram one sounds useless.
There's new ones after those. So with Parabellum we had not Mirage. What was her name? You should know better, Pink. You've been playing Siege.
Well, I would have gone forward with the topic, but you kind of cut me off there and tried to run with it, and then got yourself stuck.
Oh man, it's been half a year since the fucking Italy operator came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Words. That sentence came out like all kinds of fucked up grammar wise.
Yeah, last season was Alibi and Maestro.
Right. And Maestro seemed like Alibi seemed like completely useless. Maestro seemed like useless in some situations and extraordinarily useful in others.
Yes, very situational. It's like you have to really know what you're doing if you want to be good with Maestro.
So he's like most operators that aren't Lion or Finka.
Right.
Have they still not nerfed the shit out of those two?
They have.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Is Lion not... Please tell me Lion doesn't get picked in every game anymore.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
He's still a very good operator, but they did nerf him to a very good degree where he's not friggin' God.
Yeah, where he isn't the auto pick.
Want to win? Pick Lion.
Yeah.
Victory guaranteed.
Yeah. The next update, they're going to release Tiger.
Tiger. That will be the defending operator that can scan all the enemies on the outside.
Yeah, they will also only...
But only if they're standing still.
A golf club.
Only if they're standing still.
Yeah.
No, that's just a passive he has. If you're standing still, you're spotted.
It's like, now the entire offensive team has to, keep moving, fuckers.
You've got no time to plan your attack now. You better rush.
Sprint like manic children. Oh, it would actually be...
Ashmains would prosper.
Yes, but then you've also got the trap-based defenders like Frost and Capcan who would also be very good in such a situation.
You know what?
Because if you've got them all running in and not thinking about what they're doing, they're bound to run through doors and frost traps.
The strongest would be if it has to be a specific type of movement. Like, they have to reach a certain speed threshold, so they have to sprint.
Yeah.
Like, if they try to crouch or
Yeah.
just regular walk, they get detected. They have to sprint,
They have to reach 88 miles an hour.
or else they explode.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
that would lead to situations of just the entire enemy team running in circles outside the base.
It's like hide somebody behind a car, throw a drone in the building, have them scope everything out. Everyone else is just doing laps around the objective, or the building rather.
But yeah, now they introduced Clash and Maverick. Clash is the defending operator. She's defend. Yeah, she's defense montagne.
Yes, I remember hearing about that she's the first defensive character to get a shield.
Right.
Yeah. So her shield is kind of like Montañe's in that it covers her better than a normal shield. The downside is that she can't use a gun while having it up, so you can only tase people.
Right. No guns, no melee.
Oh, no melee. Seriously?
Yep.
Oh, that changes shield characters entirely. That sounds like an interesting character for me to look into. But, like, how does she fit into the tactical role? Because doesn't she just become effectively a moving wall?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's basically a lot like Montagna, where she has to provide a distraction, and you have to have a person watching your back to take advantage of the people that you've got firing on you. And with her taser, she can slow people down. So basically, she's a wall that walks up to people and slows them down long enough for your partner to take them out.
Interesting. So that actually, despite her being the moving wall, effectively makes her one of the more aggressive defensive characters.
Right.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's now quite popular to see like team-ups of her and I nearly called her Capoeira.
Capoeira. Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah. She teleports behind you and then does like one of those windmill kicks, and then you die.
Eddie Gordo infinite combos.
No, it's actually just Christy with a face paint. Christy Monteiro.
But yeah, I imagine this new chick Clash teams up quite well with Kavira and Virgil. Vigil.
Yeah.
God!
Virgil. I like it. That's his new name.
No, you don't know. Virgil is the guy from Devil May Cry who can summon swords from ice or something.
Virgil is Dante's twin. He's the guy with the blue coat. But that wasn't what I was thinking of. I called him Virgil because vigil is an awkward word, and my brain went, oh, it's a person's name, Virgil. Because vigil does not compute as a person's name or even a nickname.
At least you didn't call him Dante, like you did with freaking Isaac.
Well, look, that happened because fuck you. So, what's the other operator like?
Maverick has a flamethrower that he can cut holes into reinforced walls with.
Not really a flamethrower. It's a little blowtorch, and it got a very short range, so you have to be really close to the reinforced walls to actually put a hole in them.
Oh, thank God. So Thermite isn't an auto pick on the offense anymore?
Thermite and Hibana are still the go-to breachers because his blowtorch has a limited amount of
Fuel.
Yes, I was going to say gasoline. I'm like, that's not right. It has a limited amount of fuel, so you can't actually cut a big enough door through the wall. And if you were going to spend that much time sitting on that reinforced wall anyway to cut it down, you're probably going to get shot at some point.
Okay, so it's just for murder holes?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, interesting. So then, so I assume then he has better guns than Hibana and Thermite do to make up for that? Or he's a speed
I would say
character?
he has better guns than Hibana. I don't know about Thermite because I don't play much of Thermite. He's got a very good machine gun and a marksman rifle, if I recall.
The last I played a Thermite had the shotgun that all the Americans had. No, wait. What's the universal American weapon? Is it that full auto assault rifle?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and he's also got a slightly more accurate semi-auto, but neither are especially great, but they both get the job done.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably that guy's strength, is he gets better guns in exchange for slightly shittier ability to get, well, considerably shittier ability to get through reinforced walls. And it continues to prove that a lot of the time when you place reinforced walls For Honor,
For Honor, yeah.
in
Then the Chinese can get in.
Mongols can't get through walls. Addy, that you fucked up your reference.
It wasn't supposed to be a reference.
God. So my brain is turning off. Somebody say something. God damn it.
Yes, saying things. So,
Maverick seems like an ideal solo queue pick because he's very self-sufficient and he can create murder holes very quietly. His blowtorch doesn't emit a lot of noise. So if you were to like go up and smack a wall by yourself to make a murder hole, people will hear that. Blah. But Maverick's blowtorch can obviously torch through anything. And the holes are usually big enough that they provide a big enough line of sight for you to take people out. So it's very good.
It sounds good that it's quiet, honestly, to me, because I remember Thermite, like, if Thermite's popping his Thermite anywheres on the map, everybody else knows. Like,
yeah, you hear it. Yeah, Maverick's blowtorch is actually so quiet, it was nerfed before he was even released. Because on the test server, and like probably well before that, people couldn't hear it at all. Yeah, stealth killer.
I'm just imagining a person sitting in the corner, and I'm just imagining like a hole appear in the wall next to him, and then a gun barrel just pokes through. Like, you know, fucking Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry or some shit, right?
Right.
So, what else did you do this week, Pink?
What else? I've been drawing a lot. That's about it.
What you been drawing?
Concept art for characters that you guys remember Joey Simone?
Yes. Oh, what's he up
Rush. I haven't seen him in a long time, but a long time ago, back in 2014, he gave me some concepts for characters to draw, and I drew them way back when, and I'm doing that again now, just in loving memory.
Oh, really? He came to you with that?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Because he came to me to help write them. Yeah, that was definitely Joey.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of nonsense with that guy. He's like, I want to write a story. Hey, who wants to fucking help me write this story? Taking all comers. And I was like 14, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I could do that. That sounds easy enough. Yeah, that's what I've been drawing as of late, and I'm actually going to post some eventually in this little Discord we have here. Because with my phone, I can actually upload pictures to the Discord server. So, like, otherwise, before I had Discord here at my disposal, I would have had to, like, take a picture, upload said picture to Facebook, then use a Facebook link to post it on the forum for you guys to actually see. But now I don't have to do that.
We do know that we have a built-in image hosting thing.
I had no idea.
On the forum, yes, but it's very shit at its job. It doesn't do well. It does not do well with rescaling images.
Yeah, that's why I just go to the URL separately and then copy the link from there.
Yeah, but that was the problem because I wouldn't have an original link because I would be uploading the picture to my computer.
I use Twitter. Twitter makes a good size, and Twitter I can just set up a shitty little private account that nobody can see.
Nice.
And with Twitter, I have been so tempted, like, ever since I've got back into painting Warhammer miniatures, I have been so tempted to just post tons of pictures of me, of the finished miniatures on the forum.
Right.
There's one guy I'm actually considering going ahead and uploading today or tomorrow. I don't know. Well, it's going to be way later today, but... Alright, if that's all you've done this week, Pink, how about you, Addy?
Right. So I'm gonna forget freaking 2/3 of what I did like I did last week. But I continued my tirade through Mortal Kombat X, trying to, have a basic idea of every character. And I played through the game, the traditional tower with like five or six more characters, and I just gave up.
Yeah,
Because like
you're
because
not exactly the most diverse fighting game player.
the thing is that I have a specific type of how I like to play, and not everyone is gonna let me play like that. So, and the weird thing is, I never play common grabbers. I liked Jason when I played him.
Jason
But
is damn good.
yeah, but then
Well,
yeah,
the thing is, like, when you say a lot of command grapplers are more in tone of Zangief, where Zangief doesn't have like a whole lot of particularly high pressuring stuff, a lot of like invincibility frames or stuff to scare the shit out of you. Zangief's more of a thing of skill, knowing the perfect moments to get a command grab in without your opponent being able to do anything about it. Jason is very much a pressure-based command grab character. Jason is good as a command grab character because he has no problem getting in, because nearly everything he does is devoted to just pressuring in and scaring the shit out of your opponent as much as possible. He's very similar to Iron Tiger from BlazBlue in that regard, though vastly different in the way they handle it.
I wouldn't know. I have yet to play a BlazBlue game.
You're not really missing much. Just play Guilty Gear instead.
But yeah, so I went through the other DLC characters, the throwback / new characters, and I don't know. Like, Tremor is weird.
Tremor is the fucking weirdest. I tried to learn every character to do as much as I could. Tremor, I stopped after I finished his classic tower and got his ending. Because Tremor, I picked that character up and I was like, this is the fucking weirdest. I can't do this.
But yeah,
I
actually, yeah.
I just want to say before we move on, the weirdest thing about Tremor is everyone else has big variation changes that will give them a whole new mechanic, right? Tremor's variations just slightly change the properties of his moves. So, like, the variation choice can sometimes feel meaningless to a casual or a moderate casual like yourself or myself. So, I don't know if you had that same thing going with Tremor there.
I don't know. I only played through the towers with one variation of every character because, with some of the characters I actually have played them before, so I knew what the variation I liked the most was. For example, Boraicho. There was this premier tower or something like that where you could only play with Boraicho, and it made you play with all of his variations. So I knew that I liked the Barjitsu one the best, so I just went with that when I did his tower.
You like the long-reaching, aggressive moves again?
And everybody was surprised. But yeah, after that, I think I started going down the line from the left, and then I quit after Shinnok.
Shinnok is fucking weird, but he's a load of fun once you actually figure him out. It depends on which variation you use, though, because the moveset copying one is just too awkward to fit into your strategy.
Yeah, I used that one.
Yeah.
Like I tried the Necromancer one because that sounded more appealing to me, but I don't like the skeleton hands.
That is the biggest issue. That is like his best variation, but you don't want to pick it because he looks so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like, if I could somehow make it so he wouldn't have bloody skeleton hands, I would probably play Necromancer Shinnok.
So to let the audience and Pink in, Shinnok, a character in Mortal Kombat, is a character who generally looks he looks human, just with very pale, gray, chalky white skin. And he's like the Grand Lord of Hell in the Mortal Kombat universe.
He's basically more bookwormish Sheamus.
I guess. But one of his variations, like, basically halfway down his forearm, his skin and muscles disappear, and it's just skeleton hands and skeleton lower half of the forearm. And it looks the dumbest.
I'll see if I can find the picture.
The thing is, with his pose, like, he makes a pose like he's about to give you tickle hands with the skeleton hands. And he's creating more work for me.
You're welcome.
I can get just shoot it up and I'll put the timestamp out.
So there's a
Yay!
picture.
All right.
It looks fucking stupid. Oh, I was wrong. It actually just the skeleton starts at the elbow. I didn't know that. My memory has failed me.
So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't play Necromancer Shinnok.
Yeah, me too.
It looks so stupid.
But yeah, I also went through the game with Kano because I used the main Kano at one point.
And
I
you say
always
you
go with-
don't pick command grab characters.
I didn't play his wrestling one or whatever it is.
Doesn't he still have like a power bomb in the other variations though?
I don't think so.
Huh. I maybe
I played the classic one, the red one.
Okay, yeah, the cyborg guy focused one. The one where he doesn't have the knives on his back. I always thought that was weird.
But yeah, I played that one, and it was bloody hard. And then I remembered why I don't play Kano anymore, because I could adapt to Ormek's new fighting style well enough, but I just don't see how I could use Kano's effectively.
Kano's cybernetic eye shit, that is a variation I stayed the fuck away from. It's just too weird. I'm sure it's good for like more technical people, but for me, the knife and the wrestling variations both were a lot better.
I would give his other styles a chance. Bloody Porky Pig, up in here. But yeah, I would give his other styles a chance if it wouldn't change his bloody cybernetics colors.
That relative to the skeletal tickle hands, I think that's okay. I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, but then I hate blue.
You are a weirdo. I hate
get the
blue.
blue.
I ain't gonna do nothing with the blue. Like, I'm not particularly fond of yellow, but I'll accept yellow. I'm not gonna see a character that I like, but then he's got yellow, and it's like, oh, I can't. No, I never. Not the yellow. Never. Won't have anything to do with it. Fuck yellow.
Why am I Danny DeVito?
Fuck everyone who likes yellow. Because I like to, when I make fun of people, do it with this voice. It's not even really Danny DeVito. It's kind of Danny DeVito. I don't fucking know. It is what I want it to be. Fuck you.
But yeah, so I did that. I did a shit ton of Forerunner, of course.
Yay.
But yeah. Yeah, other than that, I played friggin' let me check. Just so I'll know for a fact. But yeah, I played Killing Floor.
How?
The second Killing Floor.
Oh, the second Killing Floor. Okay. How?
Yeah, it was free once upon a time with PS Plus back when I used my 2-week free trial.
Oh, you and me need to play that.
Yeah, definitely. I am a British guy with a gas mask, and I forgot his name.
Mr. Foster.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mr. Foster. I'm surprised you didn't pick DJ Scully.
I think I might have picked a Scully inspired gas mask for him, for Foster.
Oh, right, because they can swap. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think I either picked the fat hillbilly or was Santa in that game? Was that because the first Killing Floor you could play the first Killing Floor you could play as Santa Claus. Killing Floor 2, I don't know if you can.
But yeah, so yeah. By the way, I of course I do freaking double wielding because why the hell? What the hell else would I do?
Oh, that's wonderful because I always pick the melee character. The melee character or the shotgun character, regardless, close quarters.
Yeah, I usually go with double wielded pistols and a katana. Because of course, honestly, I'll need to look through the freaking weapon list so I can get a better freaking melee weapon.
So here's the thing. Did you notice about Killing Floor? Does Killing Floor not have some of the best feeling gunplay in the fucking gaming industry as a whole? The guns just feel damn amazing to shoot.
Yeah.
Also, it's nice that when you shoot somebody in the head, their head explodes. So.
Yeah, I was a bit too preoccupied by trying not to die
Yeah.
while being run over by 15 like muscly zombies.
No rinky-dink headshots that just make the face look kind of red here. No, the fuck. Everything's exploding in that game. I'm sure you noticed once you get past like 3 waves, the entire map is covered in blood and gore.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It's great.
So I did that. I played. Well, I told this to you before the podcast, and I also told this to Pink yesterday. But I bought Samurai Showdown 5 Special because that's the game that I've been wanting to buy for a while, and it's like $7, and I had $5, so maths. It was actually like 6, whatever. Who gives a shit? But yeah, that game is really hard.
SNK!
Like, you know, I don't think that I'm some freaking like murder hobo. I don't know.
Were you about to say murder whore?
Murder hobo.
Okay.
I'm not sure that would be the right thing.
What's the difference?
Well, probably genitalia.
I don't know,
Anyway.
man. Soup kitchens.
But yeah, so like I don't think that I'm really good at fighting games. But you know, I'd expect that if I turn the difficulty down to the lowest one, that I would be able to win a fight. And I actually had to bloody go into training mode and spend like half an hour training with one character so I could win a fight.
Yeah. Welcome to For Honor.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I do. Just not train. Just no.
I don't know. With For Honor, I never actually went into the training mode before we started playing together. Like I just never had the need to.
I go into it to check the combos and shit all the time. Lately, I've been using it to try and practice teching throws, because that's been a real problem for me.
I just do it all on the line. Because
But
you know,
get nervous about it.
well,
Just practice.
I've been
practice
playing against
would,
actual people.
I mean, practice would alleviate nervousness about lack of skill or lack of knowledge.
I don't know. I know all of the moves of the other Musha. I still get nervous that people will kick the shit out of me. So
No, Eddie, you just got to do it like me. You got to blame the opponent for your losses.
Right.
I guess so. But yeah, we'll need to play the game sometime. Freaking shared play is a thing that exists. And actually, this past week, remember how I complained about how I didn't get a 3 months PS Plus subscription?
Yeah?
Yeah, so my sister complained to the place where we bought the PS4 from, and they sent out a 3-month PS Plus subscription, so now I have PS Plus until December.
Ah, sweet. So now you've got God of War 3, Killing Floor 2, and some other stuff we may want to talk about after the video or after this podcast is done, and who knows what else we could do.
Yeah. So that, and as you said, I've played God of War 3. I've nearly finished the game. I have no idea where the labyrinth. That's where I am. Right. So far, well, the gameplay's nice most of the time, but I don't get stuck under the freaking spider boss or whatever it was, the scorpion boss.
Uh-uh. Is that the centaur? Are you thinking of the centaur thing that you got horribly in the execution animation?
No,
Okay, I don't know what you're referring to then.
it's a late game boss.
Okay.
I think it's actually the last one before Zeus.
Oh, okay.
It is.
All right.
So yeah, well but there are some things that I don't like. Being the freaking brutish guy that I am, I dislike the nudity for the sake of nudity.
Yeah, that was always a central flaw of God of War to me. And the thing I find amusing about it is that when God of War 4 came out, the developers just outright admitted that, yeah, the nudity in the previous God of War games only was there because sex sells. And since God of War was their first attempt at having an actual artistic merit, there was no nudity in that game whatsoever.
Nice. But yeah, so
Oh, did you enjoy the sex minigames where you mash circle to be better at sex?
I guess I did. What I don't get is why do freaking every woman in that game have like pepperoni sized areolas?
That because it's probably the model designer's fetish.
I guess so.
The answer to that can often be quite simple. The character designer or the modeler's fetish is that, so that's what the character ends up looking like.
But other than that, what was I going to say? Oh right, my favorite part was the Dance Dance Revolution minigame, because if there's one thing you have to know about Greek mythology is that everything worked by going through Dance Dance Revolution.
Ares!
Come dance with me to the dance.
Ares has cursed this land with the plague of dance.
But yeah, the rhythm minigame was weird and out of place. Well, it wasn't out of place, it was just weird, and to me it felt out of place because I hadn't realized that it was like a musical place, like halfway through until like halfway into the minigame.
Hold the fuck up, are you actually referring to a dancing minigame?
No, but it is a rhythm game.
Okay, you're referring to the sex scene then. Okay.
No. There's a separate like rhythm minigame where two gigantic statues are spinning a thing, and to make them actually spin the thing, you need to press down the notes that the like wall has carved into it.
Oh, so Kratos is secretly a musician.
Yes.
See, I was here hoping that the finale to God of War would be a lot like the finale to Guardians of the Galaxy, but now I'm just rather disappointed.
So the finale of God of War is just High School Musical, the trilogy. Moving on.
Yep, keep going.
Yeah. So some of the weapon pickups seem less useful than others. I haven't used the basic swords since I got Hades' claws.
Well, that ends up in a lot of character action games. That's usually pretty subjective. It's simply a matter of what items fit your playstyle best. Because I know the Blades of Olympus have a very fucking wide arc for excellent crowd control, so you might just
It's not the Blades of Olympus, it's the Blades of Exile. I just checked.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I did not know that. Oh, the Blade of Olympus is the big one. The fucking big one that he pulls out when he's in Super Saiyan form.
Yeah, that's his devil trigger.
Yeah.
That's his Greek god trigger. He just thinks of Ares, and then a gigantic ass sword springs into his arms.
Here's the real thing. In God of War 4, his devil trigger is he gets angry and he doesn't use weapons anymore, and he just beats the shit out of people with his bare hands.
That seems like a more badass devil trigger than what he has in this game.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. Kratos before God of War 4 was trying too hard. So half the shit he does is painfully not badass. Old Kratos was a veritable edgelord, you could say.
So yeah, also a lot of the gore seems unneeded. Like
you realize the environment that the original God of War game was born from, yes?
You cut out.
You realize the environment the original God of War game was born from, right?
Well, no.
2000s Western video games. Gore was all the rage. Also, it came from, I want to say David Jaffe had a big influence on the first three games. And David Jaffe is the guy behind the particularly more mature Twisted Metal games, which were also quite fond of throwing in lots of blood, gore, and sex for more or less no reason. And that was a game about cars, you know?
I was about to say, that's a game where cars shoot at other cars. How do you fit blood into that? Or
Oh,
sex, for that matter.
The cars bleed, and the sex, well, yeah.
you remember Farm Simulator when one of the tractors would flip over and the other tractor would get stuck on it, and we said that was how baby tractors were made?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Twisted Metal Black had some crazy shit. Twisted Metal Black had where when a person died, their vehicle blew up, but their driver ran out of the vehicle, and then the other drivers could run him down and murder him.
Oh, yeah.
For like extra murder bonus points, I guess. And also several of them had very stories. Like one who was a Vietnam veteran who had been forced to commit cannibalism by the because he was a POW in Vietnam. He was forced to commit cannibalism, and so he just becomes a cannibal, and he loves cannibalism. And the meaning of his little story mode is he wants to find the guy who forced him to do it, and his ending is he eats the guy that forced him to commit cannibalism.
Everything came full circle.
Yeah.
The circle of life.
Twisted Metal Black's story is actually pretty good for a game that's so ridiculously edgy as it is. And it had a Rolling Stones song for the ending credits theme, so hey. So, is that all you done this past week, Addy?
Well, I also played Destiny 2, some of Destiny 2.
Why would you?
Because it's free.
Yeah, it is free, though, but it's Destiny 2, though.
Yeah. You have to ask, is the price of it being free worth the price of the time you're investing it in?
It's like a basic factor of economics, Addy. It's a thing called opportunity cost.
I invested like half an hour into the game, so...
That's a net loss, Addy!
That's 30 minutes you'll never get back.
You fool! The stock market has crashed!
But yeah, I was actually going to ask if y'all want to play it together, but then the game wanted me to download a 40 gig patch, so I was like, okay, bye.
Well, we got Planetside 2, which is dares to be an actual first-person shooter, so hey.
Yeah.
And we got Killing Floor 2, which is going to be you and me blowing up crazy zombies, and what else do we got? Well, we're going to get Forest, and that's going to be lots of adventures of you eating people. You haven't even said... I am assigning you the role of the Team Cannibal.
Team Cannibal.
Honestly, just from how I am recently in games we played together, what will most likely happen is I will craft myself on Ask yes, on Ask FM. I will craft myself an axe and then jump it down into the cave, and then if I don't die from the fall, then I will die from the cannibals in the cave.
I don't know if it's even possible to jump into the caves. I don't know. Pink, what's your estimated percentage chance of cannibalism within the first 5 days in the forest?
Not high. I'm gonna mostly be mooching off of you two. So, I mean, if you commit cannibalism and offer to share, I'm not gonna decline, but I'm certainly not gonna go out of my way to eat cannibals.
Oh, candy bars.
No.
Cannibals.
I said candy bars, but you can read that as cannibals if you want. Are you already subconsciously prepared?
No, I thought you were thinking that I said candy bars when I said cannibals. But yeah, I'll definitely take your candy bars, all of them, and not share myself.
The role of the mysterious fourth person who may or may not be in that series as well, will probably be food.
Addy's already planning to eat him.
I like that Addy realizes he won't be able to get you or me. He knows the fourth member will trust him enough that he can betray him, but Addy is aware that you and me both know better.
Well, you know that meme. It's free real estate.
You could. It becomes even more disturbing if you change it to "it's free meat."
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've watched the fucking dude get his shit pushed in by that mug now.
Not enough is the answer.
At this point, I'm paying more attention to the one dwarf with the big-ass white beard who's just kind of casually flipping the mugs on a plate. You know?
Yeah.
Ah.
I also played Rainbow Six Siege with Pink. Actually, now that I think about it, I got back into Siege.
Alright, let's all go over the same topic again. So I heard they added the new Italian operators recently.
Oh no, Alex! They added a whole new operation now.
Oh, forsooth,
DeVito.
I have made a stumble. Yes, I do believe I have heard of the Black Shield woman, but I do not know of the other one.
Another one.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you played Rainbow Six Siege. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, that's about it actually, I think.
Wonderful. So, this past week, first things first that I can remember is that, recently, I was down in the living room with my family, and they were on, Hulu or whatever, and they were like, oh, what's a movie that all of us will watch? What's a movie that all of us would be interested in? And
The Human Centipede 2.
No, Eddie. No, Eddie, but it's going to lead to similar territory, believe it or not. Batman and Harley Quinn. The anime.
Oh no.
So, the movie starts off and they both walk away, and I'm the only one left in there for like the first opening 5 minutes. And it's Poison Ivy and it's Chlorophyll Man. I know him by his real name, Jason Woodrue, because I read the fucking Swamp Thing comics, but I don't know the guy's actual supervillain name. It's like Chlorophyll Man, or Floronic Man. Floronic Man, yes.
Yeah.
And they're going in to steal some chemical shit from some company or something, and the Floronic Man is just murdering the shit out of security guards. This was animated in the style of the classic animated series, but you see the Floronic Man turn his entire arm into spikes and wrap it around a security guard and squeeze, and the guy basically just explodes in Floronic Man's hands, right?
Right.
Right. So, then my family walks back in after missing the gruesome murder. They walk back in, and they're watching the whole scenes until it eventually gets to a scene where Batman's like, oh, Poison Ivy's out and active again. We need to follow up on possible leads. Nightwing, you go check out what's going on with Harley Quinn. And Nightwing goes and he starts harassing Harley Quinn because she's trying to start living straight again. Well, straight as in not being a criminal. I don't think she decided to swear off bisexuality, but
Who knows?
So, and my parents both just lose their shit because Nightwing calls Harley Quinn a bitch, and they're like, oh, it's a cartoon, and he called her a bitch. This is a superhero cartoon. They used to show this to kids. And I'm like, there was a certain scene in that movie that I've seen before. I've seen a GIF taken from. And I was like, guys, you don't know what you're in for. So what happens is Harley eventually gets sick of Nightwing shit and beats the absolute shit out of him. Knocks his ass out. Which I can't see Harley Quinn ever beating Nightwing in a fight, but fuck it, whatever.
The DCAU was not kind to Nightwing.
Yeah. And so it cuts to, I swear to fucking God, Nightwing is tied to Harley Quinn's bed. Like he's got an arm and a leg tied to each bedpost, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And Harley walks in, undresses in front of him, and then promptly fucks him while he's tied to the bed. If Nightwing had not heavily implied that he was going to enjoy it before they did it, Harley would have raped Nightwing.
I see.
So imagine my parents' surprise at seeing that.
This is a children's cartoon.
But it was all worth it for the following scene where Batman walks into the apartment and he just sees their clothes on the floor and he sees them playing in bed, and his reaction can roughly be summed up as, oh, fucking hell, Dick, not again. What'd I say about fucking the supervillains? Third time this week, man. The other movie I got around to watching was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So, 2 years ago, while I was in high school, I was in a film literacy class. when you sign up for a film literacy class, what kind of movies do you expect to watch?
The Hobbit.
Yes, no.
Venom.
You expect to watch like artsy fartsy, art house pieces or old, ye olden classics like, anything from Fritz Lang or maybe even D.W. Griffith, even though that guy was a huge fucking racist. And of course Casablanca, because that stuff was like the founding of modern cinema, right?
Yeah.
That's what you'd think you'd watch. No. You know what we watched while we were in film lit? We
Room.
watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We watched The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. We watched what was some other stupid movie we watched? We watched The Ring. What was that Shia LaBeouf horror movie where he's on house arrest and he's just staring out the back window the entire time?
Oh, Disturbia.
Disturbia, we watched that.
You didn't watch Rear Window, but you watched Disturbia?
Yeah, that's the whole that's my thing is what?
Did you watch Face Off?
There are depths of stupidity, Addy, that we must not reach. Like, honestly, the only artistic movies we watched were, like, Casablanca and Color Purple. And let me tell you, Color Purple is an awkward fucking movie to watch in a group. Because that movie's got a lot of rape. Lots of it. But
I mean, it is an art house movie, so you are legally required to have at least one rape scene.
Well, I mean, Color Purple is artsy, but I wouldn't call it art house. It's directed by Steven fucking Spielberg. And stars
Close enough.
Stars Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, and Oprah Winfrey. And
what is Oprah? Why is Oprah?
Okay,
who is Oprah?
It seems weird to people born past a certain point, including, like, myself, that Oprah is famous, because it seems like she's famous for nothing. Because we associate her as a talk show host.
Right.
She was a big actress back in the day. And I was like, oh, well, presumably she wasn't a good actress because she stopped doing it. No, I watched Color Purple. Oprah Winfrey puts in a killer fucking performance. I'm sad Oprah stopped acting. Because she's a way better fucking actor than she's a talk show host. Like, I remember when Suicide Squad was in the early runnings and they were suggesting casting Oprah Winfrey as Amanda Waller. And it was like, okay, that'd actually be super good casting. I can't see Oprah Winfrey ever playing a villain, but that would be super good casting. And you know the thing about Oprah Winfrey? She's actually a bigger woman. Because I feel like it was several months ago that Pink and I have both been over this. But please, no skinny Amanda Waller.
Right.
Which, I mean, the chick they got to play Amanda Waller in this actual movie, who is a very famous actor who's escaping my mind, Viola Davis.
I will have to look it up. I honestly forgot Amanda Waller was even in that film. That's how memorable that film was to me.
Oh, yeah. I remember the bad shit more than anything. I remember Harley smashing the window and being like, we're bad guys. It's what we do. Like, fuck, if you write a bad guy and they say they're a bad guy, and it's like,
Yeah. Viola Davis, yes.
Yeah. I mean, Viola Davis, I mean, she's not, like, skinny by any means, but she's not nearly big enough for Amanda Waller.
That was her compromise.
Yeah.
She's not a supermodel skinny woman, but she's not Amanda Waller either.
Well, remember the fucking Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie had Amanda Waller, and she was a supermodel skinny chick.
Right.
Ah, fuck that movie.
Suicide Squad came up, so I'm just gonna have to say freaking Joker from that movie.
Oh my god. Whew. Whew. Now he's Morbius. Be thankful, because you probably, like, I don't imagine Pink's a big fan of the character of the Joker. He probably hates him a lot. But I'd still imagine, Pink, you've probably got more emotions about Joker than you do about Morbius.
Oh, yeah.
Half the time when I think of Morbius, I actually just think of Lobo. Because I forgot how he looks.
They're both white-skinned dudes with black hair from the 90s, so, I mean, they're almost there.
Yeah.
Only one's a biker who's not supposed to be a vampire, and the other one is supposed to be an urban vampire or something.
Doesn't Lobo have bigger canines anyways? Because it's like a wolf thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has larger canines, and so does a vampire. So hey, it's even closer. And they both have
Yeah.
they both have red eyes and facial hair, which is oddly rare in comic books. So what else did I? Yeah, I watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was just a fun, goofy 1980s teenager movie. And it's weird going in backwards from most people. Most people, like, I remember it definitely being a thing, like, at least, like, 6 years ago, before Keanu Reeves made his big comeback, was people would always remark on how weird it was to see, you know, Ted from Bill and Ted, the idiot rocker kid, and then he's playing the biggest idiot in a comedy film, right? And that's what he was known for. And fucking 20 years later, or 10, numbers, he's playing legendary badass Neo in Matrix, or even more legendary badass John Wick in John Wick. And for a lot of people, that was what was weird, seeing him go from goofball to badass. For me, it's the inverse. It's like, whoa, Keanu Reeves played a idiot back in the day?
Yeah. I've had the reverse situation as well. I knew Keanu Reeves before Bill and Ted. Then going back, I didn't even know that was Keanu Reeves. Till maybe like the credits roll and I see Keanu Reeves as ... I'm like, wait a second, what?
Oh, so you've watched Bill and Ted?
I've seen Excellent Adventure, not Bogus Adventure or whatever.
Bogus Journey is slightly better. I want to say that. Addy, I assume you have seen neither?
Yeah.
So Bogus Journey has a rough start because the intro sequence is set in the future, and you can't tell if the special effects are intentionally bad. Because legitimately, they're all wearing, just 2 strips of pink foam. Not painted or detailed in any way. Just 2 strips of pink foam on their shoulders, and I guess robes underneath, and that's the costume for all of the future characters. Except for the big villain, who has kind of like a vaguely Darth Vader armor without the helmet. And of course, he's a bigger, balding white dude, because every 1980s movie villain was a bigger, balding white dude. And the funny thing about his costume is, his collar has lighting in it. Like, they put fucking light bulbs in his collar, so that the underside of his chin is lit up by fucking little light bulbs. It looks weird. But after that, the movie actually picks up a lot, like, not only in terms of set design, because the set design actually gets really good for certain parts, especially when they go to hell. And it gets really high concept in a goofy way. Because Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the whole joke was, 2 idiots, punk kids going through history, picking up various historical figures. But it never really felt like they did anything big with it, outside of kind of the little mall sequence at the end, where you're seeing, Joan of Arc sign up for an aerobics class, or Genghis Khan tear apart a music store. I want to call it a music store, but I feel like that's my old hillbilly tapping in to call it a music store,
I don't know. Over here in Hungary, we just call them music stores. Like that's the actual name that's written up on the freaking sign. So
a store that sells musical instruments. Let's go with that. Whereas Bogus Journey rolls a lot more with crazy concept of Bill and Ted go to hell and they suffer in their own personal hells. And then they meet the Grim Reaper and they challenge him to a game for their lives. And the game.
And then they get sent to the Shadow Realm.
No, they go to the Shadow Realm first.
Oh, right.
So, of course, there's the classic gag of, they challenge Death to a game. What game do they challenge him to? Fucking board games of various kinds. At first it's Battleship, but they beat Death at every game, and Death's a sore loser and keeps changing the board game.
Okay.
So that was a pretty good gag. And William Sadler does an excellent job as Death, because even after he loses to the boys, he pretty much joins the party as the 3rd member. And he makes an excellent, straight man to the 2 kids' idiocy. And what else was there? Yeah, it was just, it felt like it was a little bit funnier than Excellent Adventure, and it felt like it was a little bit more willing to be ridiculous than Excellent Adventure, you know?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is where Bill and Ted should be, because they're... George Carlin comes back in time to tell these two idiot punk kids that through the power of rock and roll, they will create eternal peace for the world. And they travel through time in a phone box, like it's Doctor fucking Who, I guess.
I was about to say, which doctors were they?
0 and 0.5. Now, which one is 0.5 and which one is 0 is up to you. It's like the Dumb and Dumber question, you know? Which one's the dumber one? Hint, it's Jim Carrey. Adam Sandler! Adam Sandler! He's not even in the movie. He's not even in the movie, but he's the dumber. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it. All discussion has been shut down. We have the definitive answer. Addy has reached revelation. He has found the divine.
Is it still a fair point to make that I wanted to say when you were talking about not noticing what's his face being in the movie, Ken Reeves, that I don't have this problem because I just don't pay attention to who the actors are.
Well, I mean, if it yields such great results as Adam Sandler being the dumber of Dumb and Dumber, then I commend your efforts. Evidently, it's working out for you. So I also played video games, believe it or not. I put some time into For Honor. And I'm trying to actually not suck at that game. It's a long and arduous journey. It's actually not that long and arduous. It's a lot easier than other fighting games to get into. I still kind of suck, though. Because I am terrible at checking guard breaks in that game. So
we don't need to have a duel, so that, like, you know, I think
so. You can get on my level.
Yeah.
You know, because I dueled Addy in the beginning, and I thought I was terrible too, but then I just became the natural.
You gained Tachanka's blessing.
Tachanka himself came down and bestowed me with a bit of his power.
He gave you a turret, but it's only like the rifle's muzzle.
Pink gets a new title in the game. Like, he's the only one that gets a title underneath his name, and it's the Chosen One of Tachanka. And the entire enemy team just all use their kneel and salute emotes. So yeah, For Honor, I'm learning things. I'm definitely learning things. One thing I did learn is, for one thing, I think I might have mentioned this on a previous podcast, actually. But there's a little bit of a delay whenever you change stances. So that means that you have to be a little bit ahead on blocking. And, you know, I came prepared with like 1,000 things I was going to say, what I've learned about For Honor. I've forgotten all of them.
You learned 99 new things, but forgot all but one.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that one is something I've mentioned on a previous podcast. Oh my god. So, hey, you know what else I played? Fucking
Spoilers.
Spider-Man. The fucking Spider-Man, exactly. And
yeah, I know because I barged into you.
Yeah, 5 in the morning, I just suddenly get be like, "Hey, Addy wants to join the party." And it's like, guys, let me tell
honestly,
you. Let me tell you something. You want to know why I'm an idiot right now?
Because you woke up at 5 in the morning?
No, because I didn't go to sleep in the first place. Because I bought the fucking game at 8 o'clock and have been playing it since then.
Yeah, the reason why I sent you that party invite, and Pink can tell you about this because I've done it to him as well, was to ask you why the hell you're up that early. Because you know, it was 11 a.m. for me. And I'm like, wouldn't that be like 6 a.m.?
Okay.
He asked me a couple of weeks ago, maybe. I don't know. I must have been up at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I'm on my Xbox before like even midnight. And he sends me a party invite. I answer it, obviously. He's like, "Why are you awake this early?" And like, "I'm always awake this early. My Xbox might not be on at the time, but I'm usually up."
Ooh. But yeah, as soon as this recording ends, I am going the fuck to sleep. I am now. Let's see, how many hours am I at? I'm definitely a little over 24 hours. I'm probably up to 27 here.
That's always fun.
So I spent. Let's do the math, because math is fun when it shows how pathetic you are with video games. Oh crap! I'm gonna wager I spent 14 or 15 hours straight playing Spider-Man. So yeah, I think that I hate the game. It's terrible. It's a flawed game, but it's still very good. Let me say
Very
this:
nice.
have either of you played Spider-Man 2 back in the day?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so imagine Spider-Man 2. Like, what would you say is the biggest flaw with Spider-Man 2?
I don't know. Maybe wall crawling.
I was gonna say melee combat.
Oh, melee combat is usually just not very good in Spider-Man games.
The melee combat is better than Spider-Man 2. Not saying much. It's still not incredible. But the swinging feels just as good as it does in Spider-Man 2, which is important. And legitimately, you can tell that this was very much a passion project for Spider-Man 2, because they directly just took several of the mechanics from Spider-Man 2 and several of the moves from Spider-Man 2. Like, I mean,
Nice.
there are a few new ones, but most of the actual the gadgets are all completely new, obviously. But a lot of the melee moves and combos and shit, and the stuff you do while in the air is taken from Spider-Man 2. You remember doing tricks in the air? And yeah, Spider-Man could do weird shit. Like, he could form up into a ball, or he could make this weird kind of pose where he shoves his crotch out. You remember that? I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a thing you could do in midair, and there was basically no reason to, but you could. Well, here, now you can do it, and firstly, it gives you experience for leveling up, doing it, and it builds up meter. So in between encounters, you should be doing all of the air tricks.
Ha. As it should be.
The game is loaded to the brim with content. There are loads of collectibles, but they're actually they're not shit ones. Because one type is like collecting various items from Spider-Man's past, and Spider-Man will talk about them for a little bit, and you get to hear like little bits of past encounters with Electro, or what life was like for him in high school or college, or how.
And then you find the dead body of Craven.
So there's that, and there's also a thing for taking pictures of big landmarks, and I'd say about half the I don't know, half, maybe 3/4 of the landmarks are actual real New York landmarks. The others are Marvel landmarks, and a lot of them are the really obvious shit that we've discussed on the podcast before, like, hey, Sanctum Sanctorum, the Avengers Tower. But a couple of them are like, whoa, they actually went there. I will say, certain Marvel properties get favored over others. There are some guys that you would expect to have a bigger presence in the game world, because it's New York, and they don't. I don't really want to spoil who, because Pink's going to be getting the game very soon.
Right.
And there's one or two nods that are just really neat. I will say I have not seen any outright ridiculous references, but at the same time, I think I'm still fairly early in the actual mainline plot, because I've spent the majority of the time getting all the collectibles. And I have now gotten all that are available to me, but I think they're going to make more available. But going back to, the game is flawed in certain ways. The combat system is better than Spider-Man 2, easily. And it feels like a kind of odd attempt at balance between the Arkham system and the Devil May Cry system. And that's probably a bad comparison to make, but I'm going to make it anyways. So have either of you played the Arkham games?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how with Arkham, like, there's no real, like, it often feels like there's no real technique to it. It's just mash attack and throw in the occasional counter.
Right.
So there's some slight elements of that. Like, you can really see it from Spider-Man's melee attacks have pretty damn good tracking. You remember how in Batman, if you, like, just in the middle of nowheres, you just tilted the left stick in a direction and then pressed the attack button, Batman would find somebody to attack and he would fucking home in on them.
Right.
Yeah.
He'd launch halfway across the fucking street doing a big cartwheel into a Macho Man diving elbow or some shit. So it's not that crazy. You aren't gonna be able to pull that off, but it's got some pretty strong tracking. And
Does it have Macho Man? No.
No. There is a reference
bad.
though. There is a reference. One of the items you can pick up is a reference to the Macho Man thing. Which
Bonesaw?
Bonesaw. Sadly, there is no Bonesaw is ready. They reference it in another way. But it's not as strong, which is good because Batman, like, it often felt like there was no technique to it. Conversely, Devil May Cry can often feel a little bit archaic, and feel a little bit old because it is archaic and it is old. So them trying to, get a little bit of a balance between the modernness of Batman versus the technique of Devil May Cry makes sense. It doesn't work out too well. It's particularly weird because the enemies still work on the Arkham basis, where their melee attacks have really good tracking. And there is no block in this game. The two versions of defense are dodge and perfect dodge. And perfect dodge, as you can imagine, is like the parry timing dodge, right?
Right.
Where you get it right before they attack. So the regular dodge, completely useless against melee attacks. Completely. Only perfect dodges are worth it for going up against melee attacks. Because the tracking on their melee attacks are just so good that if you do a regular dodge, then you'll slip out of the way and then he'll just readjust and smack you anyways.
Heh.
The perfect dodge still works because Spider-Man counterattacks with it, so it stops the guy mid-attack, and it probably has more invincibility frames as well. Whereas, using a regular dodge is good for dodging bullets because the invincibility frames are helpful for that, and the bullets don't really deviate. The bullets don't track very well. Unless you're in the air. If you're in the air, for some reason, bullets track wonderfully. Good luck fucking dodging that shit. But it creates this odd effect where when you're on the ground, it's easier to dodge a bullet than it is to dodge a punch. Because you don't have to get a perfect dodge for a bullet. Though it is nice because it stuns the guy who shot it at you. You can get a regular dodge and you'll still be saved the health. But you've got to get a perfect dodge when you're getting punched. And it's a very awkward setup. There's not a whole lot of combo variety, at least not in the point I'm at in the game. Though I've not unlocked all the moves and I've not unlocked all the gadgets, so there could be crazy shit there. There is some decent variety for making some neat combos. And generally, you're actually encouraged to do air combos because the other enemies can't reach you while you're in the air unless they have guns. So that's important to keep in mind. A little tip I want to make for Pink there is the first upgrade you should buy should be the perfect dodge immediately. Guaranteed. The second upgrade you should buy is the one that increases the timing window for the perfect dodge. And then buy whatever you want. The other bit of advice, don't go attacking crowds. You think because you're a superhero, it's like, yeah, I'll kill y'all, and it's like, no. If you try to fight a group of Spider-Man, they're all just going to fucking, mosh pit your ass.
Only Punisher can kill crowds.
Yeah. You're honestly going, if you try to fight a crowd, you are going to get comboed. It's ridiculous. And it gets really bad when you're fighting enemies that have, like, stunning effects. Because there's an enemy that causes you to get, like, 1 frame per 5 seconds or something. It's not that bad, but, like, a couple frames a second, and that's their stun effect. And if you get comboed by those guys and the heavy guys who will send Spider-Man flying with every punch, and rocket launcher guys that take off 50% of your health, whew, good luck. This game is unforgiving. I did not expect this Spider-Man game to be difficult. It kind of is. Now, I am playing on normal difficulty, so if you play on easy, it's probably going to be a little bit easier. but it is surprisingly unforgiving on normal difficulty. Maybe I'm just bad at the game, but I don't think I am particularly. But I will say there are a couple nice things about it. For one thing, you remember how the old Spider-Man games would implement a web swing kick as an attack, but it'd always be really shitty where you had to actually do it from a web swing?
Yeah.
Where you had to be mid-web swing and then press the attack button, and it's like, I will never use this in any context ever.
Yep.
So this game instead makes it simply, if you're in the air and you hold square, Spider-Man will do a homing web swing kick. And it has enhanced knockback, it will carry you both a significant different distance, and it combos into basically everything. So the web swing kick went from being the most useless move in Spider-Man's arsenal to one of the absolute best.
I see they took a note from Fender Fro. Kind of.
I don't remember the combat in most of the Spider-Man games. Spider-Man 2 is the only one I remember the combat in because it's the one I played most recently.
Friend of Thrones, yeah.
Friend of Thrones, the new Game of Thrones sequel.
So Friend or Foe was a beat 'em up. And so, they actually somewhat gave a shit about moves. And in it, the web swing kick was just hold the jump button, and then Spider-Man would go into a web swing that was also a kick at the same time. And you still had to aim it, but it comboed into basically any air attack that Spider-Man had.
Oh, okay. They might have got on inspiration from that, because it's very clear here that they've been paying attention, that Insomniac has been paying attention to the old Spider-Man games and taking what they liked. You know?
Yeah.
Which is probably what they should do.
Oh, yeah.
I will say one really nice thing. If an opponent is up against a wall or on the lying on the floor, if you hit him with a ton of web bullets, he gets all webbed up, and that counts as a defeat state. You don't have to knock them out or send them flying off of skyscrapers to beat them anymore. You can do it like Spider-Man actually would by webbing people up to the floor or the ceiling or the walls.
Well, it's about time.
The first time you actually web somebody to the ceiling, it's an amazing moment, because it's like, all right, now let's wait for him to come back down. Oh, he's not coming back down. So it's nice to see an actual treatment of the character properly like that.
But doesn't Spider-Man's web dissolve after an hour or something?
Yeah, but the cops get to get there before then.
Yeah.
I mean, New York probably has pretty bad cop reaction time because it's such a fucking big city with such congested traffic. But I don't think there's any city with hour-long reaction time.
Well, yeah, but I'm asking because did you wait an hour to see if they would come back down?
No, the fuck not. You better not believe. You better. What am I saying? I need to sleep. The story is so far very good, but I've not gotten too deep into it. They're doing it like the Batman Telltale thing, where half the characters are very much like, the typical versions you'd expect. Very faithful. There's not... Shocker usually doesn't deviate too much from universe to universe. Oh, you know what? I say that, but Shocker and Spectacular Spider-Man was very different. Why did I say that? Whatever.
Which one's Shocker?
Vibrator guy.
Vibrator guy.
Is he the guy who looked like a freaking tied up ham?
Yes. Yeah.
The quilt man.
Then I
know the guy.
You can get a pet. One of the collectible items is a little patch of the old quilt outfit. And legitimately, Spider-Man picks it up and says, I remember when Herman used to wear this. Like, he gets nostalgic about fighting criminals. Nah. The faces look incredible. The graphics, regular generic civilians look middling. Not great, definitely. But the individual people, like Peter, it's sad that you're going to be spending the majority of the game as Spider-Man, because Peter's model looks incredible. Mary Jane's model looks incredible. And there's a couple others. I don't know what to think about their Norman Osborn interpretation. And it's mostly just because his hair is more poofed up and not smoothed down, and I always associated Norman with the smoothed down hair.
Yeah.
Because it made him look like an asshole. Norman's still an asshole, but he's a very different kind of asshole here. Trust me. And Harry looks fucking weird. I've only seen pictures of him so far because he's supposed to be in Europe or something.
Does he look weirder than he looked in Spider-Man 3?
No, but it does take elements from that, and you can tell.
Oh man.
No, not Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2. When the little dweeb played him in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But there's a little bit of there's a little bit of James Franco there too. There is a little bit of James Franco.
I want freaking tactical Green Goblin.
I haven't seen New Goblin yet. I haven't seen Green Goblin yet. It seems that in this universe, Green Goblin has not appeared yet. Because Spider-Man never even references him being his grand nemesis. Whenever Spider-Man refers to the old days of fighting villains, he always refers to Rhino, Shocker, Electro, Vulture. And Kingpin, I guess. It feels weird whenever, like, Kingpin's in a game, but they don't acknowledge Daredevil at all.
Yeah.
Because at one point, Spider-Man says, Kingpin is my greatest nemesis. And it's like, no, the fuck he isn't. He's Daredevil's nemesis, jackass. Don't get me wrong, I love a good Spider-Man versus Kingpin storyline. But Kingpin is thoroughly Daredevil's nemesis and has been for 50 years now.
Spider-Man says, Kingpin is my greatest nemesis. Takes off Spider-Man mask and it's just Daredevil.
Dude, there was an actual arc of the Daredevil comics where it was actually just Iron Fist under the mask. It wasn't Matt at all. It was just secretly Danny Rand. That whole era was weird because wasn't that the post-Civil? That was the Civil War era, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right. And I remember it being a big thing. There's a scene where Danny tells Iron Man off, but because he's wearing the Daredevil outfit, everyone attributes the quotes to Daredevil. And always say it's one of Matt's big coolest moments when it was actually a big cool moment for Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? There is a little bit of an odd discrepancy with the way the game handles missions sometimes. There's an entire subset of like side missions where Harry gives you missions to go save the environment. And it's things like fishing plastic out of the water using your webs, or documenting the local life in Central Park, or something like that. And it all feels very, very special episode-y. It all feels very Captain Planet-y, Because it all roughly is summed up as Norman Osborn is Dick Dastardly, who is ruining the environment for giggles. And it becomes this weird thing where Harry is like, my dad is a dick who is ruining the environment. Also, our entire project to prevent my dad from ruining the environment depends on funding from my dad. Huh? Because Harry, no matter what Harry does, will forever be trapped in Norman's shadow. It has a very weird effect, though, when you have many of these save the environment missions. And one is like, oh, hey, these pigeons are infected with the flu. And Peter's like, I'll go cure the pigeons of the flu. I love pigeons. I love animals. I always said I should have been a veterinarian if I didn't turn out to be Spider-Man instead. And one of the other side missions that isn't for Harry, that isn't one of the save the world, you know what I'm going to say, save nature, save Mother Nature missions, is a fucking pigeon steals a flash drive from Peter. Like, legitimately, it comes out of nowhere because you fight a bunch of gangsters and you get a flash drive from them. You go up to plug it into a laptop and you see a white flash on the screen and the flash drive is gone. And Peter just goes, fucking pigeons! And you're just like, okay, I guess it was a pigeon that got it. And it's go ahead. It's a complete 180 from where earlier it was like, save the pigeons. That entire mission, Peter just spends ranting while he's chasing a flock of pigeons through the air. Ranting, oh, the pigeons are the rats of the sky, the rats with wings. Oh, why do we even let them exist? It's like, what the fuck?
What a change of heart.
I was kind of hoping that when you said that you have to save animals, it would be like, oh no, a whale's beached, let's go stab it.
Welcome back to the forest. Oh, you know what's the best part of that? So the one where they have the flu, I swear to fucking God, the pigeons, to show that they have the flu, when they're flying through the air, they leave fart gas behind. Big ass green clouds of fart gas.
I see. Agents of Scarecrow.
And it gets better stupid though with the effects, because the actual mission where you need to chase the flock of pigeons, you don't see what Peter does, but Peter enters the command when he catches a pigeon. He enters the grapple command, and when he grabs one, he doesn't have an animation for when he actually catches it. You just see the web reach out and touch the pigeon, and then you see feathers explode out of Peter's hand. And it's like, what the fuck? Did Peter crush it with his bare hands or something?
Yeah.
Is that what Peter's doing? Is Peter just grabbing pigeons out of the air and, like, snapping their necks?
I'm kind of hoping that if you let the mission go on for long enough, then the cityscape just turns into Gotham from Arkham Knight when after Scarecrow unleashes the gas.
Dude, actually, the mission... It's good you reminded me of that. The missions that are like save the economy, stop the smog, right? You know, stop the factories and the cars from producing more smog or something. For whatever reason, they up the smog effects by like 1 million. So it suddenly goes from a clear and shiny day in New York and sunny New York to fucking Beijing, where you like it's like, how does anybody live here? Where you can't see 5 inches in front of your fucking nose because it's smog everywhere. And there are clouds floating like just at like 3rd story level, just above people's heads, that are full on pitch black clouds of smog death. And it's like, I don't think in any Western nation this would come even close to being allowed. This is past the point of absurdity. I get that you're trying to make a point about saving the environment, but this is stupid. Like, it's the fucking nuclear apocalypse now? Is that what Norman's doing? War never changes, I guess.
This reminds me, now that Fallout's free, I need to freaking do a run through as freaking what was his name? Wade Barrett. Because the default guy, from what I remember, actually looks a lot like him. You just need to fine-tune it a bit.
Take the nose slider and zip it up to 100.
Yeah, no, zip it all to the left.
Ugh. All right. And what was I going to keep saying? Shit. I've forgotten what I was going to say. There are a lot of nice small touches. Everyone knows now of the finger guns, and they don't actually tell you in the game how to do it. The only way you'll find out how is if you try to punch a civilian. Because if you try to punch a civilian, instead Spidey will wave to them or salute them or make finger guns at them.
And then if you press it 50 times in that animation, he will knock them out.
So now it's TF2. Where the heavy could actually kill somebody with finger guns. I forget what else I was gonna say. Boss fights, shit. The boss fights are shit. Full on shit. So, I'm sure you guys have played more than 3 video games, so I'm sure you're well aware of this trope. So let's just use an example here to exemplify what I'm saying. The Shocker fight. So, the Shocker comes out and he's surrounded by a vibration aura constantly around himself. And he only has 3 attacks. 1, he shoots out a big beam. 1, if you get close, he punches. And 1, he makes a shockwave around himself. And during all of those attacks, he's completely invincible. But after the shockwave attack, his vibration aura goes down a little bit. And if you fling a bit of pillar chunk at him, then you can attack him. And that's the entire boss fight.
I see classical Spider-Man boss fights.
Classic boss fights in general. Find the pattern. Execute the pattern.
No, I mean just throwing stuff at the boss. Like, even in Friend or Foe, the first boss is Doc Ock. You know, you wanna know how you beat him? You fling shit at generators, and then you punch him in the face. And do this for 3 waves.
I am fucking sick of these boss fights. Give us an actual one. Give us, like... I know I'm spoiled on rare good games that actually have good boss fights, like Metal Gear or Devil May Cry. But, like, please, for the love of God, don't go with a boss fight design that is legitimately just, the guy is invulnerable unless you do this move, but if you do this move, it stuns him and he takes a ton of damage, and that's it. I hate that shit. Because like Metal Gear bosses or Devil May Cry bosses, they can take damage at any time. But to make up for it, they're pretty deadly. They have pretty good moves. So you learn to dodge and fight back and forth like in an actual fight, rather than some crazy stupid fight where it's like one guy is fucking invincible unless you throw a cupcake at him. Yeah. So I've all the boss fights I've had so far have followed that same pattern. It's really bad when Kingpin does it, of all fucking people. Because he doesn't even have an explanation. He's just invulnerable to attacks, I guess because he's fat, unless you web him up first.
He's too rich. He's too rich to feel pain.
It's the power of his pimp cane. He loses his pimp cane when you beat him, so hey, he lost his power. By the way, you play as Mary Jane is also a playable character, which is fucking weird. Like, legitimately, there was a bit where it's like going into a museum, and it's like, oh, hey, it's Mary Jane, cool. Oh, this is a weird camera perspective. Why is Mary Jane standing still? Oh, 'cause I'm Mary Jane. And it is actually pretty neat, because Mary Jane plays way differently than Peter does, because she's mostly stealth and detective work. Which, can I just say, it's stupid they turned Mary Jane into a journalist. I get that they did it because, nowadays modern environment might not be so accepting of the idea of the love interest being a supermodel. But at the same time, the most stereotypical superhero love interest of all time is fucking journalists!
She's Lois Lane now.
I was about to say Lois Lane.
Lois Lane, Iris West, however many others.
Which ones have Batman?
Batman's girl, what's her fucking face? Who cares? The chick that was the supervillain in the Telltale version, it was the big villain. That was a fucking turn, let me tell you.
Turn of the century.
Yeah. This game's got some turns. There's one character that is, at least at the point I'm at, is very much a face, and is very much the kind of character you would expect to be full heel. And he is either going to be a very sympathetic heel, or he is just a straight-up face.
By the way, in the Telltale game, wasn't Harvey Dent not Harvey Dent. I want to say the Penguin Irish or something?
Penguin was born American, raised British, but that's how he is in all canons. All universes of Batman have Penguin being born American, raised British.
I see.
It's part of the whole thing. Like, a lot of his a lot of the people in the Batman universe, in the DC universe, think Penguin's accent is fake. Because he tries to act all posh and he's born in America, so they think he's faking the accent, even though he actually has the accent because he spent a long time living in England. But, what was I going to say? There is something that is narrowly, escaping my mind about this Spider-Man game that I want to say, and it's just constantly running away from me, you know?
It is Mary Jane being accepted as the lover of Peter in the comics again.
No. God, I wish. Oh wait, they did say they're bringing them back together, but have they already separated them? Oh, by the way, the Joe Quesada effect is in effect here, because the fucking game starts off with, oh yeah, Peter and Mary Jane broke up, and you know what it fucking says?
Was it before or after Peter sold the soul of their unborn child? Rather.
It's why? So yeah, legitimately what they say is Peter and Mary Jane didn't get together until the senior year of college, and they only spent 6 months together. Because Joe Quesada is he heard that they were putting Mary Jane in the game, and
I can't have any of that.
He kicked the fucking door down. He shot the receptionist. And said, my appointment is now, motherfuckers.
No, when they just wrote, the writer wrote down Mary Jane, and then Joe Quesada just appeared behind him, crouched down, and he was like, what you doing?
I thought you were going to say he just snaps the guy's neck.
That as well.
That came after.
Yeah.
He scribbles out Peter and Mary Jane are a couple, and he writes over it, Peter and Mary Jane used to be a couple. And used is in all capital letters.
Yeah. And then he introduces a new love interest.
Based off his daughter.
Yeah.
Fuck Joe Quesada. Ugh. God. The Spider-Man's good. It's a good game. Is it the best game ever? No. Fuck no. It's still a flawed game. Does it present a very bright possibility and future for a Marvel video game universe, a MVGU, if you will? Yes, very much so. It is perhaps a little bit too forward into the future for my tastes. Because I like, the superheroes to start off young, and we get games of them being young, and then games of them being middle-aged, and then games of them being old, I don't want to just start off with them being old fucks. But if that's the way they're going, I guess we gotta deal with it.
I hope they make a Blade game after last week's topic.
Well, the thing is with Blade can be young or old no matter what, and it's just the same. Because he's a fucking vampire.
It's just Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. God. So yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. I'm sure I'll think of it next week, but next week, Pink will be able to join me to talk about it. Unless Pink's house explodes.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Or the PS4 got stuck in the mail, or somebody ate it.
Pink was the one who ate it.
You got hungry, man.
Actually, Pink will spend the next week painting his PS4 Pro red.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you getting a PS4 Pro?
He said
Probably.
So. Okay, that is good for you. We will be able to compare, because I've seen screenshots. I thought the PS4 Pro was bullshit. Spider-Man looks way better on PS4 Pro than it does on regular PS4. Because some of the stuff in PS4 Spider-Man looks like shit. But Puddlegate is still stupid. People need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Puddlegate.
God.
But Puddlegate is actually just a great.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So, you remember how we talked about J. Jonah Jameson, and I said, oh, well, I don't know what he's going for there. It definitely ain't J.K. Simmons. He sounds kind of like he's going for Stan Lee. No. You know who J. Jonah Jameson is a satire of in this game?
Who?
Alex fucking Jones.
Alex Jones. Okay.
Is Spider-Man turning the frogs gay?
That is legitimately half of what J. Jonah Jameson is. Spider-Man has turned the friggin' frogs gay. There is a part where you have to spread, like, vaccines through the air to prevent the pigeons from spreading the flu. And Spider-Man says, oh man, J. Jonah Jameson is going to say I'm spreading chemtrails.
Oh, bloody hell. What is it recently with, like, Alex Jones and video games?
Nah. I got nothing. Well, folks, that's a podcast. We'll see you later. Say bye, Addy.
Go to bed.
Fuck.